So this all looks original to me. A bit rusted, but not bad. This has never seized here. On here. Has never seized on here. But somehow it was really stuck. So yeah, let's take this off. See what we have here. Well, this goes to the trash. The boot is still it doesn't seem to be broken. This one, I mean, it's dry, but this one is fine. I mean, they look okay, but we will see now, I guess. Everything else seems to be okay. Let's see. Ooh, we do have tons of grease. Okay. Okay, let's put that back together. Let me take this guy out here first. Let me see if I can cut it better, because nope, cutting is not an option. Okay, that's out. Let's see what we got here. Well, this grease is old, that's for sure. Pretty black, but now trying to get this as clean as possible so that I can take these things apart. And now, before I do that, I need to we need to mark the shaft, so let's clean this up a little bit. So we don't lose. Oh, there is a mark there. There's a mark here. There's a mark here for some reason. Although I don't see a mark here, so let's clean this up. Let's mark it here. Let's do a mark here. Okay. Be prepared to use a bunch of this. that's for sure. This is dirty as hell. So all right. Okay. So I have this pen. It's called Auto Writer. They use it in the wrecking yards to mark your parts. So I'm going to kind of like center the middle here. Kind of like that. Actually, I'm going to use a ruler. Let's use a ruler so we can align the lines to the ruler there, so we know where we are. There. That's better. All right, that's marked. So we know where we are. And we take this off. I'm doing that so I can see the needle bearings, I think I called, when I take it up. I don't want them to rotate or anything on me. Oh, I need to remove the circlip first. Yeah, this one has a... We need to remove the clip that holds this thing together. Oh, now my mark is covered with... There's this ring here that is holding this thing together, and we need to take out. And so much grease, it's hard to find it, you know. Oh my. Okay, here this. Let's try to get it out. All right. The clip is out. Need to pick up this grease as best as I can. Right, so now the clip is out. So now this should come off somewhat easy. Nothing has been easy so far, so I'm not going to make myself fool. So okay. right, that is out. Okay, the spring goes this way. I'm going to keep them in the same place I took them out. There's tons of grease here still. I mean, it's not dry. It's not dry, but the grease has seen better days before, that's for sure. Oh no! Uh-oh. I think I screwed up. Oh no! Okay. Okay, this, you know, they move okay. I don't feel anything, any hardness or anything. Like I don't feel anything that is kind of, I mean, there is any roughness on the movement until I guess I touch the edge, but that's, I think that's normal because that's out of the range motion. So this is a problem now, that you're gonna have to keep which one goes to which. So this one goes here, but you can't really lose the position where it goes. So this has to be cleaned up to know, to then mark which one goes to where. So that's the tricky part about this, I guess. So you need to clean all this up to then put it all back together like it was, and keeping the same orientation that it was before, which is like this. So if you move them out, you need to know exactly where they go and all that. So I'm going to put a piece of plastic under here and start cleaning so that we can mark them so that we don't lose the position where they are, where they're supposed to be. So let me bring a plastic cover or something to do that. All right, have this guy we can, that we can use. That came out of here. That is better. All right. So now we can do some cleaning, I guess. Oh, okay, cool. So there is a mark already here, which is good. So this one is on the right, this one on the left, that's in the bottom, so that makes it easier, I guess, to do the cleaning. Uh-oh. Okay, well, I mean, this looks okay. I don't see anything really wrong with it at all, although I'm not an expert, but you know, all the bearings seem to be moving fine. There is grease on it, it's not dry. So that's a good thing. Maybe it's not enough grease. I mean, compared with what the manual says about the amount, this is very little in my opinion. So if that's the case, it could be that my noise comes from the other axle, which is still, I mean, if I move it, it's still making noise. So that could be my guess, but when we need to inspect this side. So, but what I want to do, in my opinion, I think it would be better if I work on this side first and then I move to the other side. So I think I'm going to just clean these up. You don't have to, I'm not going to record that part because it's kind of obvious. But I'm going to clean this up with diesel or gas. Give it a good wash. I will put the grease together and all that, and then pack that all with grease, and then I will put them together, and then I will record a video of that. I guess I'll record that part. I need to remove the circlip from here and all that before I touch the other side, so I don't lose alignment of all the pieces. That's what I don't want to do, to lose alignment of everything. So, and these ones are, I mean, inside there is needle bearings or not. Let me see. Not really. No, there's no needle bearings here. It just rides in the socket, I guess. Trying to see if there is needle bearings on it, and I don't see any. So I think it just rides here. I don't know how it works. This works. I thought if there were needle bearings inside, but there's nothing. I guess this is press fit against the against this, and then it rides with the grease on it. So I don't think that there is a oh, the needle bearings are here. Okay, yeah, sorry, yeah. So here's where the needle bearings are. Yeah, so this is the other movement that you have. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Yeah, so this, yeah, so you don't want to put that much, you know, brake cleaner everywhere, otherwise you get the lubrication out of that there. So you don't want to clean that much. Okay, let me test this out. Yep, that's good. Yep, we feel tight. So, all right. So I'm going to do the cleanup, and then I will open the other side. Question of the day: should this make this much noise? So, right CV axle removed. I'm actually draining the transmission, but before draining the transmission, I got the same noise. So it's engaging gear, and this is the noise. The intermediate shaft barely moves. Obviously this side moves more. That's a lot of noise. I don't know about this much, so please help me understand. That means that this CV axle is in really bad shape and that's why it makes so much noise, or there's something in the transmission. Thank you. So there is a mark to mark the front, and I marked them in the bottom too with, you know, basically they go like this, and that's where I put those marks. So it's all marked, and you know, the shaft. And then I was reading a thread from Cass in the UK where he explains about, you know, how he does the cleaning, I mean the rebuild and all that, and he takes this apart, and because of the grease that was inside of the shaft and the rest of the parts, my guess is that this might have been done 10 years ago or even more, because the grease is just so old that that's my guess. So I decided to take them out and clean the needle bearings and re-grease them and put them together. And so that's what I'm doing this. So this is how it looks like. You take this circlip out. I was going to try to keep the orientation, like which ones were where, but when I dropped it, well, they came out. So I don't know the orientation anymore. I don't think it matters. So I'm going to basically clean them up and grease this and then put one by one. So that's what I'm doing. It's a lot of work, tedious, but it will have new grease packed in. It will be clean of the old grease that is all super dark, and it's kind of like, you know, it doesn't have that much viscosity anymore. It's like, you can tell it's super old. So I'm glad that I'm doing this. So I'm going to continue, and then I will do this one and all the rest, but I will bring them inside because it's better to do it, like Cass says, and that's free environment, I guess. I mean, the garage is fine, but I might do it inside and to make it, you know, so that they are clean and there's no debris or anything inside, and a cleaner surface. Right now I'm just cleaning them up, so I'm going to do one, finish it up, pack it in, and then I'm going to grab the next one. So I'm not going to do all of them at once. So that's what I'm doing so far. Alright, let's do this. See, brand new gloves. You don't want to lose any of these rollers, and they stick to the because they still have the old grease. So you want to be really careful about that, because otherwise you're buying a new assembly. And there is this washer, so that where the retaining clip is, so better to give the orientation and that orientation so we know how it goes. So I'm just going to clean it up now, and I'm going to use some okay, one bottle is out. I went to the store and they were on sale, so I bought a bunch of brake cleaner. And I have diesel right beside me here, which is cheaper. So I might just clean this with a little bit of diesel. And then the last clean with the spray. I submerged this in diesel for a little bit to clean all this area here. And I checked, you know, this surface has some marks and all that, nothing crazy. So I'm just making sure it's all super clean and, you know, there's no debris or anything. So you can see how it rotates. So just making sure it's all so cleaned up. It's kind of easy to tell the orientation of this because the washer left a very shiny mark on top of it. I don't know if you guys can see it. So, but this one is dual, so it goes up like that. Alright, so that's clean. Let's clean this up. Washer. Washer's clean, and okay. Now we need to clean these guys up. We don't want to drop any of them. I'm actually going to count them just to make sure I don't lose any. So there is 10, 20, 30, 40, 53. 53. You will be tempted to use a magnet, but I don't think that's a good idea. Because then they're magnetized, and I guess, I don't know if that could do something. I don't know, speculating. New paper towel to do this. New paper, I always fold it in 4 because when I was painting cars or learning how to paint cars, that's what I was told, so you can reuse them more. So making sure it's all cleaned up and there's no dirt. Going to actually use some air. Okay, some air I use. Pretty shiny. All right, I think we are good. So now So I have this one here that I was putting together. Then I realized that the needle bearings have a shiny side and a dull side, but I didn't notice how they came. So I'm actually going to just remove one from here to check. Okay, shiny side to the top, dull side to the bottom, shiny side to the top. So that's how they go. Yep, they're all shiny here. Yep, shiny side to the top, dull to the bottom. All right, so that's how they go. I was concerned for a little bit. I was like, oh, what did I do? All right, I put them all together. Pretty easy to see when you cover the whole circumference of the bearing, that the needle bearings covered the whole surface. So if you're missing one, you will know right away. So I am going to put some more grease around. It's kind of tricky because they want to move. They want to move on you. Okay, I think that's good. So now I'm going to put this guy on top. Ooh, okay. Okay, they're all, took a little bit, it wasn't that difficult. Now they're all there, and now I can cast on the thread. It's set to put some basically packing grease from the top, which makes total sense. If you have done repacking of bearings before, that's what you do. You push the grease down. The grease is kind of it's a warm day today, so okay. That's how much grease I put on. I'm putting the washer in, which will compress the grease, which is a good thing. And removing the grease that I don't need. Before putting the circlip or whatever, sure it rotates. Oh, this is way better. The old grease was so thin. Oh yeah, this is like new. And then one thing I have an issue with is that my circlip, what is it called, pliers are really bad. They don't have a flat side. There are channel locks and all that. All you want. This ones you can change. Sorry, this ones you can change the tips and all that. But it's a struggle to do this, guys. It's a big struggle for me. It's just super difficult. I think I'm going to do something else here. I think I'm going to use a chisel that I have here. Okay, I'm going to do it. Oh, I'm going to lower one side and see if I can get it to So here it is all together with the clip and everything. I didn't miss any pieces and it moves freely, so I'm going to put this away and follow the next one. All right, final stage. I clean up the hub, whatever thing, whatever it's called. Joint cavity, whatever. It's all cleaned up, ready to go. This weighs 180 grams after the grease I took out, so that means that I can just basically put it on, and 10 grams for the container is basically all the grease that I need. So I'm going to basically pack it with grease. Stay. Kind of warm, so the grease is coming off. I think it's good enough. Okay, let's put the needle bearings in. There they are. So this is number 1, this is number 3. So number 3 goes this way. I have the marks in the way that it goes in. But we are going to put some grease there. Number 3 is in. This is number 2 and this is number 1. So number 2, some grease. Number 1, some grease. This is number 1. Number 1 goes in very easily. And this is number 2. And there it is. And this is how they need to go. All right, so now to grab it this way, keep these guys this way. The cap goes this way, so we put it up like this. That's in the hole, and we align the mark. Where's the mark? There, so we go this way. Okay. This is not going to work out here. I have the shaft. My mark is over here. You guys don't see it, so it has to go this way. Yep. It's going. Oh. Oh. It's in. I'm checking the marks, see if I turn anything over. Nope. Okay, that's better. All right, so now it is all in. And that's it. There's one thing that I don't like, which I'm going to try to fix. So the ring, the locking ring is, it was before, it was here, yeah. All right, that's it. Look at that. I don't have the thing, what is it called, the tool to compress the thingies. Oh, I'm forgetting all the names. The clamps. So I'm going to do that later, but I'm going to do the other side. For now, that's how it lives, and that's done. So this side It's the same thing, same procedure. I already marked it. It's the same thing. The only difference is that there's no spring in this side. So I'm just covering this here, and then since I know this is good, then when I get the tool to put the strap, I will put it on. Then I will clean up and put a coat of paint here because I don't like the rust. And now I'm going to clean this side and do this one. That's it. I'm not going to show the rest, obviously, because you know it's a thing. It's the same thing. You just do it again, and that's about it. But I'm going to take all the needle bearings out and all that, and then I will show you, you know, when I put them back, basically, which will be another challenge. Well, this one doesn't look that good at all. Every single other one was fine except this guy. Ouch. It even has a lip there. I can feel it with my nail. Ouch. Well, I think that after this repack, you know, replacement is needed, but I don't have the money now, so this is going to have to do. Yeah, a lot of pitting there. It's crazy. A lot of pitting. Yeah, I was thinking to sand it, but I don't think it's going to make any difference. All right, so I assembled both. I show you in the previously the damage of the thingamajiggy. So now the bands. So I put this one. This is the inner side. I was reading Cass thread in the NSX UK forum. He says start with this, then measure the shaft length, and then adjust the outer side boot to the other side. So have the bands, and these are double wrapped. So I'm going to double wrap this one here. So he said starts with this one, then adjust. So that's what I'm doing. He knows what he's talking about. I'm making sure it's in the groove, and then I double pass this. One thing I noticed is that you kind of have to get this one tight as much as you can. Otherwise, there's going to be too much slack, and the second loop will tighten, but the boot will still move, which happened to me with this one. I didn't. The second loop was not. The first loop was not that tight, and then I put the second loop, so they were both kind of loose. So if you do the mark that you have to do for tightening them, which is like, 14 millimeters or so for a new boot, then it doesn't compress as much. So I'm putting tension here. That's it, and I'm going around again. It kind of gets a little bit loose, so you kind of have to be careful, and this shouldn't move at all either. So I'm going to just tighten by hand, and then basically the book doesn't really say this because it's a different clamp, but I read somewhere there's like 14 millimeters or so that you have to give to the from here to here. Basically, you measure from the back because you are going to compress it this way. Therefore, this mark will move over here, and once it's under here, you're good to go, and then you bend it over and cut the thing. So cut the rest. So it's 40 millimeters, that's 15 millimeters, so let's do 15. 14, 15 is the same thing. Almost the same thing. That's 14, right? Approximately. So I want this to be here basically. And so I grab the tool, which is Amazon, pretty easy. And so this tool goes this way. So this is the thing that I mess up first. So if you put it this way, you cannot cut the band. If you put it this way and slide the band through this cut off here, then you pass it through here and under the cutter, and then through that, and then you loop it here to tighten, then you will be able to cut it. So so I'm going to try to do, let me see if I can do a close-up of this. Let's see. So like this, remember that like that is not going to work, okay? So you go in the middle, the cutoff. So if you do it this way, you can't cut it. You go like this and it just goes around. So you need to move the cutter this way and slide it through the cutter, and then here, right there. Okay, so now we are through, and then now here there is a slot too, so you insert it in that slot. So you turn these over and insert it in that slot, and this is a slot that you will use to bend it over and tighten. So I'm tightening now. See, it's tightening, getting tighter. Let's go through this way. Whoop. And once it gets to here, it gets, you know, this is where it gets tighter. So we need to make sure this is all kind of aligned and is in the groove. You see, it moved over here. Okay. Okay. For some reason, it doesn't want to come through. Why is not tightening? This is loose. Oh, that's pretty hard. I guess it's because the band, this one was way easier than this. I'm just making sure it didn't move out of place here, because that could be a reason. It seems to be in the right place because there is marks here, you know, where the old band was there, you know. So it seems to be in the right place, and the band, yeah, so it's getting tighter. It's just hard. So I need to use more. See, the line is getting closer. Yup. Sorry about that. This tool, you know, is cheap. It's not. Wow, this is pretty bloody tight. Okay, come on. It's a very uncomfortable tool to use. It's getting tighter, but man, this is just, it's not the best tool in the market, that's for sure. It's hard to do leverage with this. Let me grab a little tube that I can go through if I have some. I don't really have a like a little, well, somewhere I have a tube, but I don't know where it is. Let me see if I can use this here. Okay, that's easier. Right, I think that is because I give it a little bit more. This is kind of flaring off a little bit, so I think that's tight. I shouldn't have pressed it more. That's it. So now you bend it over 90 degrees like this, and the cutter is going to cut this through like that. And that's what you have left. Then I'll have this hammer here. And I'm going to cut this, what is left here, because it looks is too long. For my liking, and then I'm going to hammer it, and that's it. And this is secure, doesn't move, it's in the right position, right mark. You need to move out of here, grease and all that. Perfect, it's done. So now I'm going to move into this one, but this one has to be measured. So the measurement is kind of tricky because it says here for manual transmissions supposed to be 2154 or 21, so 21 and a half inches from here. Oh, let me show you, from here to the other side of the outer joint over here. So that's supposed to be what, 2154. So right now this is about 22 and a half, so there is 1 inch difference. And if you look at here, let me rotate the shaft so you can see. Okay. So if you look at here, the boot move out of here. So the boot used to be around here. There is a spring in this side, and I measured, and it's 1 inch off. And if you look, this is basically a little bit, it's kind of like an inch. So this guy needs to be over here when it's compressed. So if I compress now this side because of the spring, it will go inside 1 inch basically. That's my guess. So let's try that. The problem is, how do I hold this here? Actually, I know how to hold it. Let's bring some help. I'm holding one side, so now I'm going to hold this side. I'm going to put another clamp here to hold it. Let's see. Let me move you out so you can see what I'm doing, because otherwise it's... So I put a clamp over there to hold it, and I'm going to put another clamp here. And I'm going to push it, and then I'm going to clamp the clamp. So 2154. Alright, I'm ready to put the shaft, the right shaft. I put a little bit of paint on it. It's not super dry, but it's going to have to be, so it looks better than the rest. It's all assembled, ready to go. I'm going to put some never seats there. I cleaned because there was so much, oil everywhere and all these pieces. I cleaned them, they had a pretty thick surface of grease, so I cleaned them all out. It's not super shiny, but then I'm going to pressure wash the car, so it doesn't matter much right now. I took the speed sensor out. Where is it? Right there. The light is screwing up. It's right there. I cleaned the hole, and I cleaned the bearing too here. That's all kind of clean. I cleaned the shaft, and I'm going to put some never seats on it. Like I said, this is all kind of clean as much as I could clean it. All that surface, mating surface. So, and I put some grease in the half shaft, the bearing, so it doesn't, get destroyed. I do have that seal. I bought the seal, but the seal is fine. There's no leaking, so it should be okay. So I'm going to now put the shaft, and I'm going to put some never Z's on it. So I'm going to set the camera and see how it goes. So that's the amount of never Z's I put there, just there, nothing else, not on the sensor side. And same here on that side. And I will put grease on the other side. Inside here there was grease before, so I'm going to put a little bit here and a little bit outside here too. think the upper control arm is too, ouch, it's too high, and the shock is in my way. The ratchet strap I put on is just too long, so I'm going to try to lower this, see if I can. Okay, it's not that high. It's barely holding it, but this thing is in the way. And it's being annoying. I'm going to try to move it out of the way. Okay, I move it out of the way. Now I'm going to, ouch, I'm going to stall it. Now I have kind of direct line of sight of it. Okay, we're in here. That's cool. So now I can put it here. It's not cooperating much. Oy. it's not. Hey, come on. I don't know why it doesn't want to go in. It could be because of this ring. So there's a ring on the half shaft, which is a bit opened, and I guess now that part of the ring is not allowing me to slide the shaft in. That's my only guess, is that that ring is in between the. This is the problem, because it's okay. Let me sit it that way. Okay, so I think I'm going to use some this is, I never anticipated that this was going to be easy, and this is one side only, which is hilarious. I'm going to put it here. I don't want to damage the brand new boot either. Have the card on my face, so I don't want to move this too much either. This is just a ring. I think it's just that ring there. It's not allowing it to go in. Jesus Christ. This is impossible. Jesus Christ. Oh my God, this is hard. There's no way to hold it to tap it or anything. Oh, it went in. Okay, so a little bit of jiggling and it kind of worked out. Okay, that's good. It's going in. Oh my God, that's crazy. That took a while. Yeah, now it's going in very easily. So that's going in, so that means I can put all this stuff together. So I have to just jiggle it quite a lot, and then it kind of worked out. So I'm going to put this, all the shield and all the stuff together. I'm going to tidy all this stuff here, and then I move on with the other side. All right, one down, another one to go. So, this shaft, driver's side, left side is removed. Way easier to remove this one, I guess, because this is lubricated. Maybe someone worked on it, but it's far more clean. Even the ring, what is it called? Set ring. You know, didn't took that long to take it out. The boot is, oof, man, I think that these are original. Oh, they're so crusty. It's crazy how crusty they are. Yeah, they could be original. So I'm going to take them apart and do the same process. I put together this side now. I'll align the mark for the camber. Put all the bolts. It's all torqued down. I torqued everything except for the axle nut, because I want to lower the car, because I'm going to, that's a lot of force down. It's easier to make it down than the other way. So yeah. Oh, one thing I did, which I didn't record because I was embarrassed. So in the manual says that you need to change the set ring, and there is a set ring within the half shaft. It's inside the half shaft in the right side. So for to be able to sorry, I forgot to change it, and then I read the manual, and then I was like, oh, wait a second, I forgot to change this. So I didn't have this or this torqued down, so I took those three out, and because of the spring on the outer boot, I was able to basically compress it that way, and I was able to take the shaft from this side of the half shaft, put the new ring. And the trick with the ring I found is that if you put it looking down, meaning imagine that this is a ring. This is not the right one. It's the circular one. Wait, let me find the ring I'm talking about. This one. Here it is. So this is the ring I'm talking about. So you're supposed to change this ring for that. This is the left side, and there is another. The kit comes with rings anyway, so you have, you know, leftovers. So this ring, I changed it on the half shaft side, and if you look at the pictures, it says, you know, replace ring. So basically I put it this way. So if you put it this way in the half shaft, not this way, not that way, this way, and you take the shield out, and if you wiggle it after you align the spindle, and you wiggle it up and down. So let's imagine that this is like that, and you do this, then actually it goes through very easily. If you put it sideways like that, or you put it this way, it's pretty damn hard. Because I guess when you move it up, it basically presses down here, or sorry, no, when you move it down, it presses down here, so it compresses a little bit the ring, and that allows you to go in. And it actually goes, after it goes in smooth, and then it locks in place. So yeah, so that was my mistake. So I had to take the shield out and do that and change this, because, you know, the manual said so. I was like, oh, okay, I will change it. So I changed it. So I didn't have to actually undo it from that side or anything. I just undid basically these 3 bolts, and I was able to do it. In fact, I would say that would be easier to do it, to disconnect it from this side and then take it out from that side, than actually, because that side has the lock ring, so you can kind of pull this way. So anyways, so I'm on this side now. Those are just few tips I wanted to tell you about before I forget. So I'm going to take it apart and see what surprises we have. I really want to be done with this. This one, I put this one together. I finish the needle bearings here. It's very tedious. There's so many, I think 53 I said, or 43. What I discovered is that, you know, in my other videos, you can flip. There was kind of like a shiny side, shiny top, and dull bottom. I realized that actually they were just dirty. So I cleaned them all out and I put them, you know, as I grabbed them without matching the order. So after I realized that, I cleaned them up. For some reason, this hub or cap, I don't know, I can't recall what it's called. What is it? Anyways, has this yellowish looking thing. My guess that's like dry, very, very dry grease. So I'm going to clean that up. I cleaned a lot up before, so I'm going to clean that up. And this thing kind of has this plastic thing in the bottom, and I spray some cleaner and an air, you know, so I don't know if, I guess it's packed with grease in the bottom or something, I don't know, but I clean it up as much as I could. And you can't really take it off or anything to grease the other side, so I guess that's how it's going to be. I'm going to clean this up and put this one together, but I'm glad that this is almost over. And as you can see, I paint these guys, so you know they don't look that rusty. Okay, so I will put this together and keep going. So for the oil pan gasket and for the leaks fix, I had to obviously drain the oil, and I went to I called the dealer, and they had, you know, back order filters, original filters, and they wanted $40 for each filter, and I'm cheap. $40 for a filter? No way. I mean, I can buy a Wix for less money. So I was like, okay. And he's like, well, you know, we have this brand called Full that actually they make, I mean, it goes by Full and other names. They make on the OEM filters. And, you know, this one looks, you know, pretty similar to the original. Let me show you. The original is still, oops. Uh-oh. About to fall. The original is still here. That's the original. And this is the other one. You know, it's pretty much the same thing. Same height. Almost the same. Actually, it's the same shape too. So, yep. Another alternative for NSX users. Alright, let's install this left drive shaft. Need to clean up sorry about that. Let's install this guy. Need to clean up the shaft because this side goes into the transmission, and you don't really want anything else than MTF to get in contact with us. So making sure there's no debris here of any kind. Okay, that's clean. First side is going to be this side. We are installing first, and then we are installing the differential side. So I'm going to put some never sees in this area here. Just a little bit, and I'm going to keep this clean. I put never sees in the spindle too, so let's see. For some reason it didn't go smooth in here. It's not aligned to the spindle. Going in crooked, so the problem is the shock. The shock is sitting the if we go sideways like that, with the shock in this side, there is more room to install it from this side, or at least more room. But well, it is more room because it's straight. Let me show you what I mean. So you see the shock there is on the right side of the knuckle, and then I can attack basically straight from here, and I have direct line of sight of the knuckle. Otherwise the axle hits this part here, so I can not go straight. So that's what was happening. So let me put you here. All right. Let's try this again from here. We just easier. This thing is, it's not that light, you know. And it went straight, you see. Now it's straight in there. Now we can go in here. So I'm going to put that side now. So I'm going to put you here. See? Okay, went in, but now it needs to go all the way. The new ring is, I bet you is laughing at me. Yay, that's it. Just a little bit of jiggling, and that's it. Okay, it's all in now. And because it goes, see, now it's locked in place, which is a good thing. All right, that's in. The rest of stuff, no need to show. I just need to put stuff together, bolts and all that, but now this is all beautiful and locked in. I'm going to put the nut here, the old nut, to push this out, clean the threads to be ready for the new nut. Oof, that is a lot of work. And then, well, I have to bolt, torque everything, and then I need to put the exhaust, connect the speed sensor. So it's almost done. So let's continue with that. Now that since the axle, the drive shafts are done, I needed to replace the rotors. So this is the old rotor that I think I showed in another video. Look at all those lines. There's a pretty big rigid here. Ridge, whatever it is, you get it. You see how big it is? It's huge. So that rotor has to go to my collection of rotors. I have, I don't know, like 30 rotors sitting there. Guess I need some weights for my home gym, I guess. So I bought original rotors because in Rock Auto, aftermarket rotors, it's not Honda brand, were what, 169 or something Canadian, and these were 180 Honda. And if they're, and this are the original ones that are in the car, they lasted a long time. Well, this is by far much nicer. Look at that. They even come painted here. Look at this. Isn't that beautiful? So I'm going to clean these up. Sometimes they come with some sort of grease so that they don't get rusted or whatever. So it was good to clean them up, and now is the right time to clean them up. It's easier here than when they're installed. All right. So let's put this thing together. I'm going to just put this in here for now. I don't seem to be able to align the holes. Why is that? Oh no, it's the same thing. There. So I put the rotor there. Now we have the old caliper here, which I took it out because I needed to do everything. So I'm going to, I already undid this. I'm going to blow it up first. Woof, that's a lot of dust. that was a lot of dust. At some point I'm going to refinish these calipers and send it to for powder coating, because no other paint is better than powder. I mean, for calipers I think powder coat is the best. But that's when I refinish the wheels that I have, that I'm going to powder coat too. So at that moment I just take the calipers out, I rebuild the calipers, all of them, take them apart, and then send them over so that they get powder coated. I sandblasted. I have to sandblast them. All right. So that is the thing. So this has to be rotated clockwise like that. So I am going to try it with this guy, see if it goes. I don't know how hard is this going to be. Ooh. It's not that easy. I'm going to have to switch to somewhere else. Let's see if I can do it here. Nope. Okay. Let's see if I can do it with this. Nope. That's not going to work. I don't have that tool for calipers that is might be useful for this. I do not have that. So I need to get creative. Oh, look at that. Woo! Leaking like crazy. That's fine if it leaks. Useful. I guess you can do it with any hammer. Let's see. So this is kind of a construction hammer. That's a bit tricky. It's possible. It's rotating, but this one has a cut off like that. So it's a bit tricky. This one is flat in the back, so it kind of works out better. So I'm going to back it up all the way. For the new brake pads. Okay, I think that's a maximum. Well, that was not that hard. Let's do the other one right away. Uh-oh. So this is the other side that's not been. Whew. Okay, it goes a little bit deeper, but that's basically flushed. So have to. This needs to be this one needs a good cleanup. All right, so I'm going to clean up this one. I'm going to spray some cleaner here. When these are rebuilt, obviously, you know, they will look way better than this, but that is not what we are doing right now. Ooh, it's broken. Okay. Now I need to put this back, this bracket back. Let me get you close here. Okay, the rotor is there, so now we're going to put the bracket. Oh, before we put the rotor, we need to tie the I need to tie this up first. Oh no, I broke the tip. Ah. Oh. Ay, ay. This is too big. Oh, what a mess. I did it too hard. Yeah. This should be good. Alright, so that's good. So now the bracket uses, this bracket uses, so 80 foot-pound bolt. So these are 80 foot-pounds. Which have these bolts here. Yep. not cooperating. Okay, that's going in. Number 2. So these are, what did I say? 80. £80 17. Let's do this one first. This one. Okay, that's 84 pounds. Going to check again, because brakes are really important. All right. What I want to do now, which I forgot to do before, I'm going to put the wheel nut here to push a little bit more the axle. This is the old axle nut, so I just want to push this guy to where it's supposed to be. Okay. This is not needed when you are doing rotors and brakes, but since I did the CV axles, that's why I'm here. So one thing that I know is that these nuts they're supposed to go dry, so the thread needs to be clean, and I didn't never season the thread, so I'm good. So I'm just going to put it here. That's about it. When I lower the car, I'm going to torque this. Alright, let's keep the brakes. This is aligned pretty well. So now I need to change this hardware, which I do have. bought some asbestos for the rear because I don't know why, but I bought this ones a long time ago. I was thinking about doing the brakes, but then I saw the rotors and I was like, oh, okay. Okay. Before I do this, I'm going to put some, you know, the provider silicone they give you here. You can't really use any grease. It has to be the one that comes out of the kit, or breaks, you know, some brake silicone. I don't know what it's called, but when I did the ABL rebuild, I use I bought a specific silicone for brakes. Now we can put our caliper back again. This should slide pretty easily, like it's doing right now. Nice. Perfect. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, it is beautiful. So now I'm going to tie this up. There's some gap here, which is good. I'm going to tie this guy. All right, let's tie this up. Have the torque wrench ready. Just tightening a little bit so that I can use the torque wrench. 36 pounds, which is needed here. Okay. 36 pounds. I need another torque wrench. Okay, that's done. Okay, that's it. That's torqued. So now the caliper is in and it's tight against the flange. Flange is tight. We torque everything. So what is left to do is to put the brake cable and the banjo bolt. So let's put the banjo bolt back in. Put some brake cleaner here. Okay. It's already leaking, so I need to gonna hurry up here. Okay. Just cleaning it up a little bit. Need to make sure there's nothing here. There is a exactly what I didn't want to do. There is a washer here that I don't have a replacement one. So I'm going to put the same one here. Oh my god, how many times I had to drop the washer. Hey, don't drop the washer. This thing is this bolt is kinda dirty, so I'm going to right. Okay. Obviously, we need to bleed the brakes before we put everything together. So after I put the so after torquing the wheel nut, I am going to bleed the brakes. I have brand new brake fluid, so I'm going to be putting brand new brake fluid and follow the torque sequence of the manual. There's no need for me to show that, and there's millions of videos in the internet about that. So, and I think this is it. I mean, after this, you have my brand new rotor and caliper and brakes in the rear. I will record the front later, but this is how it is. Oof, well, long day. I think I have been doing this for 12 hours already, but the brakes doesn't take that long. But anyways, it's all mixed up. So this side is done. All the brackets are tied and bunch of bolts, and all the cable is routed correctly, and all these brackets are tied, and everything's torqued down. Same with this side. It's all ready to go. I clean up the drum, the rotor, put new brake pads, grease, all that is all clamped in. It's all torque. Now I'm going to lower the car. I need to clean this a little bit more because I put my hand there. I'm going to lower the car, and I'm going to pass this cable because I started from the bottom. So I need to pass this cable, connect the wheel sensor. I miss one more bottle of MTF, which I'm going to buy tomorrow. The new oil filter is in. Anyhow, well, it's not breaker related, but I'm doing two jobs at the same time, so I'm going to tie this down now. Yeah, so well, it's that time to tie the nut. So I put it there to see how hard is this going to be. Okay, I don't like it. I need an extension. Give me 1 second. Short, straight extension. So it's 242 pounds. I'm going to check again because better to check a few times. 329 Nm, which is about right. 242 pounds, foot-pounds. 242. Right. I'm rotating the axle. Need to put it on gear. It is in gear. Maybe I need the wheel in the other side. Yeah. I need to put the wheel in the other side. No, I'm rotating the whole thing. Alright, let's try this again. Now, there is the weight of the car plus the wheels. So, oh, whew. That's a lot of weight. Let's do the other one. to punch the nut, so let's do that. Let's see, I can bring you right beside here. Excuse me. Very tight spaces here. Oh, facing down. That's unfortunate, but still going to work, I think. Done. Hello, so here's the few days. So this is basically 2 weeks after I fix, or a week and a half, I fix the leaks, and I did the CV joints, boots and rebuild. So I'm literally checking for leaks. So far from here I can tell right away that it's pretty good, because before it was all wet everywhere, but literally I just put the car on the hoist and we are going to look at it together, inspect it together. Let's sit down here. I think it's better right under here. So I see something there which could be just old oil. This is a bit wet right here. There's more wetness there. So yeah, so this is what I have to keep looking. So that could be cleaner, because what I did is I put a lot of degreaser everywhere in this area, all around here, tons of degreaser. So and it was wet the other day when I drove. I can tell that the exhaust is still clean, which is a good thing. Before, it used to be a bunch of leaks here, and this area here would be sprayed with oil from the oil pan. The oil pan looks dry. There is this strike here, but it's not. Yeah, you see there's this right here, so I need to check that out. Oil filter is fine. I need to figure out if this is new or old. This looks new. Now this one here looks old. So I don't know if that is. The problem is that I haven't reached VTEC that many times, because that means driving pretty fast in the city, which is a problem. So I'm going to bring the light and check this area here, just to make sure we don't have an active drip and that was just old oil that was sitting there. The boots look pretty good. I don't see any grease anywhere flying around, nothing yellow anywhere, or grease over here, for example, which will be an indicative that is leaking, so that's good. This one looks good too. They're all super clean, so that looks pretty good. But you know, in a week I will have all this full of oil, so I think it's better, and hopefully that's just residual oil because I sprayed degreaser all the way up there, so I'm hoping that that's the case. But remember, I put all these pan bolts hand tight, so maybe I need to give them a little bit or tight more to make it better. So I'm going to do a better inspection, see, but it looks pretty decent to me. I need to drive it for a few hours, like, you know, in a highway, you know, a long trip, and then I will actually have a better idea. But in a week I pushed it a little bit, so I should have some leaks, and I don't have any, which is good. And I check all my parking spots, and I used to see a leak from here, for example, in this area here and all that, which I don't have, so that's pretty good. Yeah, so I will take a little bit more look, but I think that we are good. Let's just keep monitoring it, but I think that that's pretty good. I think that this is the end for this. Not touching this again. Alright guys, stay safe, take care. See you in the next episode.